shots that have just not gone down. The open ones are being missed, and the contested ones are really being well defended.
Rice, hard fake from deep. Now he's going to pull, and he buries it.
Washington State and rooting for his good buddy Myles Rice.
And Washington State got to the NCAA tournament. They had one of the longest droughts in the country.
And here is Rice, left all alone, and he drains the three.
Dad played football here back in the day, so he said he was a Husky fan his whole life, even though he was born in Pullman. When I saw that, I didn't quite know how to feel, Noah. You know, he's born in enemy territory, man.
Zoom Diallo, true freshman, with the bucket for Washington. Downhill for Rice, glides to the basket and scores for Indiana. Skip to Mason, open look for three, it won't go.
He won't get a wider open look than that. Just couldn't hit it, but great ball movement by Washington.
Rice steps into a three and he sticks it.
But you can't do that straight on. I ain't mad at you, Makai Mason. I know you'll take it, baby. Maybe you'll get it going. It even surprised you, Noah. You're like, whoa.
Myles Rice has the answer for the Hoosiers.
All right. One game with 4:16 left. And Indiana can't take their foot off the gas. They can't relax. They don't look sure what they're running right here to me.
Oh, that's pretty sure from Rice.
Yeah, that's just way.
With his guy trailing to get to his right hand. And when he can get to his right hand down the lane, he is hard to guard.
4-point lead for the Nittany Lions. Indiana trying to avoid that letdown after the Purdue win. Here's Myles Rice providing a spark for three. Able to save it for Penn State. Dunn down the baseline. Ball knocked out of the hands of Miles Goodman.
Good rotation there by Indiana. Ballo's got to get it here.
Double finds Rice for the lead.
On the road.
2-point game in Bloomington. What a night on the Big Ten Network.
Yes.
My goodness.
Tight game in the 70s. Well played.
An edge for both teams, kind of underlining the importance of this game, the intensity. March beckoning, I love it. 10 to shoot for Galloway. He'll turn the corner, dish to Rice for three. Bucket for Myles Rice. And Baldwin lost his footing and lost the ball. Here's Rice again to the other end for two more.
Well, it's not even a foul.
It's not even a foul, and I'm surprised too. There was not even a hook and hold in there. The guy he was grabbed him by the shoulder.
Wow, that was surprising. All right, back to the action. Rice thought about a three, now drives inside, showing off his speed. Time they played. Out of bounds to Indiana. Goody to inbound. Looking for Renew, and he's got him. Here's Rice for three. Can he get on track? Yes. Luke Goody. And Indiana all scoring Purdue 17-3. Make it 19-3 here in this from Kaufman-Wren. This half, Indiana is 10 for 12, while Purdue is 1 for 8. Rice at 2, and that's good.
7 minutes. 10-point gain. Indiana needs to go on a run to make it a tournament potential team. Goody's been quiet the last 5 minutes. Rice for three. Oh, that's good.
Made some big plays.
Again, a huge swing for UCLA here.
Rice to the top. Oh, man.
Well, that's a pretty
shot to right for the land.
And that's how you beat the zone. You have to attack it and get to the paint. The zone is designed to make teams settle.
Follow, guarded by Zapala. Back to Rice.
It's a big shot.
In three. A good look, good cut, good pass, a good response. Akins, not close. Follow another rebound. Galloway just had the sweet assist. Eyes up. Fifth-year senior playing in his 133rd game, playing the role of quarterback right here.
Wow.
Rice got to the bucket.
He can do that. He's got a ability. I've seen a couple times in previous games where he's turned on the Jets. Sometimes he's got to trust himself a little bit more in the offensive end, driving to the basket. He's got great speed, great quickness. He's doing it again right here. Great
my
drive.
goodness.
That was
just what a blow by individually. They were icing it and didn't contain.
Trey Donaldson.
Goaltending, what a blow by. That's what he can.
From playing as much as he did as a freshman, we've really seen him take that step so far this year. Double figures in all but 4 games on the season. Myles Rice finally gets Indiana.
And we said this earlier, you wonder if he's back to 100%. And then on top of that, losing your rhythm and losing some confidence. It's been a struggle. And you throw in the fact that with Luke Goody at the 4, Indiana has played better. So there's pressure on him in that regard as well.
Rice. Gilmore. Yes, sir! He can do no wrong.
Well, he lets that thing fly. You can just hear the buzz in the arena as that thing's making its way to the rim.
Gave Wisconsin their long.
Miguel. Indiana has to start doing something with their half-court offense, because right now it's non-existent.
They've missed 10 in a row.
Maryland shows zone, then goes man to man.
Rice finally ends this.
They're not really involved right now.
Gillespie turns it over. Galloway takes it away. Up ahead to Rice. And Rice finishes.
Gillespie could see him. He was out on the wing, and he rotated down to the corner to get within his vision. Really good job moving without the ball by Rice.
The 9th Maryland three-pointer today. Rice answers. Queen off the mark, tipped around, Galloway to Ballo, and Renew secures it.
I don't know if that was a shot and he was trying to pass it.
Hoosiers starting to heat up a little bit. They've made 6 of their last 7. Ballo working on Reese.
Oh, almost a travel.
Rice, a 3!
Whipped out of his hand.
Indiana with a chance to take the lead. Renew feeds Ballo. Defended by the freshman Queen. Ballo spinning on Queen. Sends it back out.
Shot clock winding down.
Rice for 3. It's good!
Defensive mistakes that he's made that have kept him off the floor, but they need scoring, and he's a guy that can put it in the basket at 19 at Purdue.
Yeah, that was his season high so far. Good cut to the rim and a finish by
Overs in this first half, especially early in the game, took away any and all rhythm, and both these squads kind of trying to find their way here on the offensive end of the floor.
Indiana shooting just 30% from the field. Ballo has it knocked free. Watch the shot clock down to 5. Rice with a triple in the corner. That's this win, both with a pair of quad 1 wins this season, but looking to add to that. Barnheiser, weak side rebound in Bacco.
Shooting in Big Ten play for him has been a struggle. 20% from 3.
How about that take? Myles right. Barnheiser on the angle. 2 defenders there. Throws it away. Rice spreading ahead with that speed.
Jimmy the alligator man, folks, because he's got the shortest arms and the deepest pockets. Can't get in there. No nice backdoor. Myles Rice.
Dayton is central. Oh, Dayton is more central, man. I thought he middle of the state. It's below Columbus. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Rice. Drives. Shows it. Off the glass and in.
Both players getting on the floor, and Humrickhouse just taking out the legs of Myles Rice.
It's strange going against your former team, but there's really only one guy who's available who he played with as Rice pushes it in.
Myles He just gives him another open look from 3.
8 quick points in just 2.5 minutes in the return for Kasparis Yakachonis. 18 to shoot for Rice. Goody the connector on the outside for Mbako. Picked up by Yakachonis. Reset now with Rice. Ballo, bounce it, Rice to the rim.
Ballo averaging over.
Stop right now.
This is a waterfall of offense for Illinois.
They're shooting 58% from the floor, 50% from 3, 86% from the line, and finally something to stop the bleeding from Myles. Within 26, Rice, the attack, floats, and got to go.
Iowa pushes on makes and misses, puts a lot of pressure on your transition defense, and if you don't get back, they'll find open three-point shooters as they did there.
Dix has knocked down 2 threes, a 12-point lead. Rice on the attack off the glass.
Dembele can make that shot. He's shooting 42% from 3, but if I'm Indiana, I'm going to take my chances with that one.
That squares up Dembele. And now Rice in front of the Iowa bench knocks it down.
He did. Gave him nice minutes, got on the offensive glass, ran the floor, was good defensively. Naballo's just going to have to be stronger with the basketball as we go on in this game. I thought he was a little loose with it early. He's got to screen hard, roll hard, and be really solid with the basketball when he catches it.
Rice splitting defenders and scores 2 more. Ready to go.
With Iowa in this zone, that basketball's got to touch that free throw line area. They'll have one guy to be able to defend there, and he's got to put it on the deck, and Ballo should be able to duck in on the backside of it. But so far, that basketball's just moving around the perimeter. That is not a recipe for success for Indiana.
Under a minute to play. Hoosiers haven't scored in nearly 5.5 minutes, and finally ends with Rice.
Finally.
These athletes getting out in transition, they're going to have to really fight to rebound tonight, but when they get it, they got to get out there and go.
Rice around the Ballo screen, explodes to the rim for 2.
To give any resistance.
But keep an eye on the matchup underneath between Ballo and Cohen. It's already gotten physical. Cohen picked up a foul away from the ball, and now Indiana on the run to Myles Rice. By 10 in the first half, Hoosiers battled back. St. Thomas got an open look from 3. Dies on the back iron, and there's Ballo again. Rolls it in on another double-double.
Of course, Luke Goody would have shot that. 3 for 3 in the game. Galloway set him up.
Ooh, nice take by Myles.
And good finish. Janet Carlisle just gets caught ball watching there.
St. Thomas knew what to do with it. Now quickly up the floor, Rice is fouled. They're going to count that bucket on rebound. Here's Abo, and he threw it away. Tucker with the takeaway. Tucker to the other end. Drops it for Rice for 2.
And that's an unsung.
Just 4 points. Does have 4 assists. Johnson hanging, cannot finish.
Good contest though. Trey Galloway not giving an angle up, and now Indiana's got numbers.
And Rice lays it in. A 10 second half for Mackenzie Mbako, so he's already over his season average. He averages just under 14 a game, the native of Gladstone, New Jersey.
Myles Goodman back in the game. Would not be surprised to see IU go right inside the Ballo.
Ballo gives it up. Now Mbako handing it off to Goody. Tucker, they're going to have to put it up. Rice does. Yes. And Indiana has.
In the win against Winthrop, we'll see what he's averaging coming over from Arizona this season. A lot of storylines surrounding him and pictures that were found on social media, but the key to remember is Indiana's reporting a lower body injury is what kept him out of that game against Winthrop, which ended up being a 77-68 victory. First touch of the day, leave it back for Galloway. 10 on the shot clock. Galloway looks to turn the corner. Davis cuts him off, bouncing inside, and Rice finishes. 2. Bailey smooth.
He's just from a tough shot-making perspective, so gifted. At times it gets him in trouble with his shot selection, but he can get going and do so in a hurry.
Rice turns the corner, attacks, and finishes over the top of Mark. Right idea, just couldn't quite finish it. Mbako trailing the play. Rebound taken away. Oh, Myles Rice. Galloway looking inside. It's Mbako from the elbow.
He'll take that type of look, though. Mackenzie Mbako flashing in. Another offensive rebound for Indiana.
Backbreaker for Rutgers. Ballo late to recover. Doesn't matter. Myles. I mentioned with Acuff earlier. 21.7 points per game at Eastern Michigan. Last year's 8th in Division I. Led the MAC. he find a little bit of a throwback? He needs someone else to provide some offense outside of Ace Bailey. Rice nearly carried the basketball, and it doesn't matter. He just drilled the jump. Penn State Sunday, and USC, Iowa, number 22 Illinois, all coming up. That's a big shot from the.
Hasten Harris, who runs this offense with that fast pace, gets his first shot up, and it rolls up.
And you can see that Winthrop understands they don't have the size to contest a lot of offensive rebounds. They wanted to get back and transition.
6-7 at both forward spots. They're expecting to see 7-1 Ballo today. Rice scoots to the rim. We talked to him about that. He's like, yeah, we do a good job getting there. And then he kind of laughed. He's like, well, it all evens out because we don't make a lot of them. Well, quick attack. It hangs in the rim and goes to Rice.
A lot of times you see guys kind of 75% roll. He shows you why it's really important to roll with a purpose and at the proper angle.
A miss from Johnson leads to the break for Rice, who's in there in a flat.
What you saw, Indiana jerseys kind of stopped running, and the black jerseys didn't. As a result, they're able to clean up the mess. And if you're Myles Rice, you can't turn your back to pressure, especially with the active hands being employed in that little half-court trap last time down by Winthrop.
So back to a 4-point game. And the handle of Rice, a deep two. He cashes that in.
And a good.
Doucette stop and start, got right past Galloway, and resistance from Renew, who starts the break.
Yeah, Doucette landed kind of awkwardly.
And leads to Rice.
Because you had his teammates sprinting, the defensive transition of Indiana was kind of muddled.
Well, Doucette feeling much better after he just went down, but Rice blows by. Inside 6 to go. Final game of the non-conference. And Baco still dry from 3.
And Head gets Indiana yet another possession.
Rice splits it off the ball fake. Pretty move.
And then
we don't know what Champion's got inside that chest yet.
Well, Ballo does win the tip, and we are underway. Ballo goes straight to the rim. Champion closed quickly to avoid a quick score for Indiana.
It was set play that time to get a back screen on Champion, and it almost worked.
Now Indiana will reset its offense as Ballo tries to back down. A quick flip and a bucket for Myles Rice. Gets it. 4-point game again, a minute to go. Bottom, or rather Huff, almost had a steal against Galloway. Final minute of regulation. This is Rice all the way through for the basket.
Leading scorer Calvert Cheney, one of the assistants for the Hoosiers. Take it away. This is a speedy Myles Rice, and he finishes. And Indiana gets a little more.
6'5", 210 pounds. He is a bully down in the box when he's playing against a smaller guard. Nice move.
Yeah, that was all with the right hand from Myles Rice. You got 11 years in the NBA, though, Fox. So things worked out okay.
He was drafted by the Spurs in '92 of the same year. Second-round pick, and then went on to play in Europe for 10 years. He was a terrific player, his dad.
Rice, fadeaway, 17-footer. That's tough.
Yeah, that's hard.
Can't complete the three-point play, but Indiana, they need to stop the bleeding right now. Rice will try to do that. He does. What a nifty move. Game where he has 20 and they don't have 8. They need him to be a little more consistent, don't they?
No question about it. And he's trying to continually find his way. The offense will be there. It's more the defensive lapses that Coach Woody talks about all the time. And that's the area that he's going to have to firm up.
But this guy's having a nice...
Absolutely love big-to-big passes.
Myles Rice is tough. It did. He liked Fred Hoiberg.
Nice.
And here he is. Uktunjel off the mark, and there's Rice with a rebound. Ball for Indiana. This has been the story right here. This guy Rice looking for 2 more. He scored 11 straight.
Brilliant.
Keeping Indiana close after Nebraska counts to 9, and here he goes again. 13 straight for Rice.
Percentage of their attempts from three-point range than the Hoosiers do of all the power conference teams in the country.
That's understandable. They're 6'8", 6'9", 7 feet across the front line. Most of their points.
I'm Connor Onion. Final non-conference game before the early Big Ten schedule starts for Indiana, and out to a 6-0 start, trying to follow up their win against Sam Houston on Tuesday.
And they've really made a concerted effort, Connor, to pound the ball inside, especially to Renew.
Renew has 4 points early, so
this played long stretches of time, but now you pull Ballo away from the rim. Someone hits the three-point line with that outside foot. You've got a backdoor opportunity because the shot blocker won't be out there.
Miami came in feeling they needed their best game of the year from Potter. And his outside shooting showing up the last 2 games. And this 8-0 run for Miami. And Indiana trying to stop it with 4 on the shot clock. Rice on the crossover. The high archer goes down.
Then the extra pass from Potter, really well done in the half court.
Well, and each time Indiana has stretched it to 10 or 12. Miami has had an 8-0 run like they're on right now. Rice stopped it before. He stops. For a guy that's had a big impact for Miami. Suter off the shot fake. Leans in short. And Tucker had the defense and the rebound. Now he leads the break. And Indiana with a 3 from Rice. Swirls in. Up this season yet. 2.5 minutes to go. And Bacco off the window. Tucker getting up. On the pogo stick inside the lane for the rebound. Rice had the big first half with 14 points. Back to the rack here, plus the foul.
Hammonds for 3. The lid on some of these rims right now from distance. Dump it off to Rice. Rice passed up the 3 and knocks down the mid-range jumper. Nice reception by Wilkerson to keep that possession alive. And Renew with another board. That's his 5th.
And if you're Indiana, the beautiful thing so far, you're almost halfway through this first half. 0 offensive rebounds for Sam Houston.
Rice puts it on the deck with the right hand. We talked about it early in the first half, but no Cannon Carlisle available. Gabe Cup's not available today. Some longer stretches for some of these players on the floor. Renew backing down into the corner. Good help defense by Finister. 5 to shoot. Rice jumper, good. That was a tough shot.
It wasn't not going to call a foul. You reach down, even if you get the ball, they're probably going to call a foul there just by the way it looks.
Student section going crazy because
did they get something?
Fries.
Free fries.
Free fries and 2 misses from the free throw line. Nice move by Rice. He bangs home the jump. He's 1 on 4. Burns drives and no whistle. Rice transition 3. Got it.
They've got to be so much better.
It just feels very Jekyll and Hyde. You know?
Great word. You're right. I mean, that's exactly.
Going up ahead. Rice again for the layup. Rice has 2. Sacco down low for the dunk. Still trying to learn how to play together, and I understand. But in today's era of transfer portal and every team in the country needs to learn how to play together.
Absolutely. Now, the difference is every team in the country doesn't have as much talent. But individually, talent-wise, you look at the
10-3 hit by Sam Houston. Finister now up and under, followed by Hoofner, no good. Should correct myself, just 6 threes. Counted total and then the second half. So that's 6 and 4 is 10, but that's not correct math.
I tried to give you a math question earlier. You avoided it. Math isn't your strength. It's all right.
It's all right. I need to have it in front of me, and it was. I just read it incorrectly. That's all.
You're actually pretty good at math, to be honest.
Nice drive by Rice.
Solid minutes for Coach Woodson yesterday. He got 6 minutes. He was 4 for 7 from the free throw line. He had 6 points and drew 5 fouls in his limited time. That's because they're featuring the inside, which is what they should do when you have that kind of play. And there's my
Hamas for Thanksgiving. Jalen Breath, Umar Ballo, tap 1 by Ballo and the Hoosiers, and off we go.
See, Connor, just how often Indiana wants to go into Umar Ballo. Clearly a size mismatch for the Hoosiers, and they're going to go inside and punish the smaller Spartans.
An advantage against Breath of 4 inches and 40 pounds. Malik Renew getting the first touch, swinging it out for three for Rice. And he stays red hot.
We're at Assembly Hall. We're getting to watch hoops. What could be better?
And the players need a pit crew, too.
Yeah. UNCG will go to this 3-2 zone. Indiana going to have to be sharp here. Move that thing from side to side and find the middle of the zone.
UNCG in that zone and shooting through it. Myles Rice
giving up, but Indiana's effort there and the way they were just in rotation, they kept rotating. The effort that you give on possessions like that, that's going to win you ball games.
Rice. Full court pressure. And Rice able to break it. Hoosiers have been in control since the jump. Opened the game on a 7-0 run, but a 12-0 UNCG run late in this half. Has it down to 6, but make it 8. After all that, Indiana gets a stop, trying to build on a 10-point lead. Inside 3 to go until the half. Rice had Giles on his hip the whole way.
But it's going to be interesting to see how that's officiated out. Like Luke Goody jumped and he gets called for a foul.
Right. So Atwell gets one of the two. As Indiana found out late in the first half, not over yet. Got to keep building, and Rice does. Tucker had to give it up. Mbako. Offensive rebound was there for Bala. Now he secures it. Rice, little stop and start. Another one at the rim. Hard, but in short spurts. Muhammad's coming up. 2-on-2. Rice calling for the lob, and he puts it in.
Happy to hang out and talk ball. Do some laughing, do some analyzing of his team. Off to that 2-0 start.
Myles Rice might be in the doghouse. Spilled his coffee. on Coach.
Coach took it pretty well. Rice.
That'll get you. Goes out. The way Mbako's been shooting it, it just doesn't matter. He has been scorching the nest. Now 7 of his first 10 from 3 this year.
They shoot 75% from the field, and look at that, another one.
Found their rhythm, and right now, South Carolina, they're just trying to hang on for dear life.
Got to find some defense here, Robbie, as Indiana has made its last 6 field goal attempts.
Fowler's getting really pushed off. Like the repost, you can see Henry Boyles is so physical.
Rice, back-to-back 3.
On that play, it's just better offense from Jacoby Wright.
See how much he elevated on
that shot? And hung there, too.
Ballo trying to set a pick for Rice. He's got 10. I think that was a pass, but as Carlisle to his left goes to Mbako. Hustle play for Rice. New 20. Rice got to double figures right away in this game. Pull up. 2 more. That drop cover attempt and his own rebound. And he couldn't get it to go. Gets it back again.
That's got to be a foul. Wow. Henry Boyles got hammered.
He almost got tackled. Carlisle. 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Myles Rice has been a nice version of control and aggressive here this whole first half. He's got 17 points. And now the lead just 10 points. Galloway to Rice. He has 19 points. Almost lost the ball and gets the layup.
Up to 17 points. And it's a 3-point lead for the Panthers. Indiana's got to find a way to slow him down, especially off the pick and roll. Shelton loves curling off the screen and firing that mid-range. Follow feeds to Myles Rice. He pulls up from the free throw line himself and connects.
Played the game yesterday over at Memorial Stadium, just a little bit to the west of us.
A little bit of a quick turnaround from last night's game, which started at 3:30 and definitely dragged on. Rice gets all the way to the basket and scores.
A real big second chance point type of night for Indiana, but SIU, he has it even at 8. After the big start for the Hoosiers. Rice probing, little runner off the window and down. It's the center, Mike Kading.
Nice. He looks like he plays center.
Does. What was the giveaway? like the mustache. Size in the mustache, yep. 3 games left. Michigan bye week. Ohio State, which could determine a trip to Indy for the championship game. And then Purdue. 10-point lead for the Hoosiers. Rice up with a 3.
That's going to be there. Yeah, their defensive rebounding just not good enough blocking out.
Taylor slides off another trip.
They've been lucky. Rayshon Taylor has had some good looks, and he hasn't cashed in.
Oh, Rice, that was sweet to get it up to the rim.